That's why I wear it over the little black. I've forever and ever, my entire life long, obviously it's too light because my blouse, I just need to but the long hello and welcome back. When I did my planning, I tried to think of a new type of video that I would enjoy watching. And then I realized, aside from seeing what people test, what's new, I actually like seeing the things that people use every day. So I gathered my 10 most used makeup items. I will say they're my 10 current most used makeup items because they do shift and change. But most of these I've been going for a couple of months. The newest thing I've been using for a month at least. So they are tried and tested and I can vouch for them. As I was sort of setting them out, I realized they are also, every single one of these things went with me when I went to Amsterdam for a week. And yeah, when I want to make myself look presentable, these are the things I choose. Oh, if I sound a little bit funny, I have a cold yet again. I'm sure it's some nasty airplane germs. Nothing too serious, but I might sound a little miserable, so sorry about that. So first up there is the Smashbox 24-hour photo finish eye primer. Since I think I got this in October or November and I haven't stopped using it since. I haven't yet found a face primer that I've gotten attached to. I do really want to use one because I find that my makeup shifts on my cheeks especially, but I haven't found a primer that can sort that out, so I just skip them for the most part. My next staple product is the MAC Studio Sculpt SPF 15 foundation. I use the shade NW15, and it might be worth noting that in other MAC foundations that I've used, the lighter coverage, like I think it was Mineralize, yes, maybe Mineralize. I've always been NC15, but NC15 in this, because it's a bit higher coverage, looked very porcelain ghostly on my skin. So if you are switching from one type of coverage to another, it is worth just swatching again and testing again. Having said that, you don't have to plaster this on. You can still do a perfectly light application. I'm somewhere in between today. I would say I went for medium cover. I also think I bought this last year somewhere already. I would think that I'm about halfway through, but you really don't need a lot of it. Coverage is good, no irritation, no breakouts. Very happy with that. Next is one of two products in my top 10 that are not locally available. I do apologize, but I'm only telling the truth. It's my Lorac Pro 2 palette. I love this so much. The eyeshadows are really good quality. The shades are really good. For today's look, I used Buff, Rosé, and Chrome. And I think a little bit of beige as well. Oh, and Snow in the inner corner. By the way, if you're not as pale as I am, I would never do white, actual white, in the inner corner. It looks really nasty really, really quickly. But if you're really fair, then it looks good. Then I have a very unlikely little pair that I've been using together. It's the Estee Lauder Little Black Primer and L'Oreal Miss Manga Punky Mascara. Little Black Primer is obviously an eyelash primer. It turns whatever you put onto it into a waterproof product as well. So it's not the easiest thing to get off. For very long I was struggling even with cleansing balms and oils. Then I realized that the micellar waters like Bioderma do a fairly good job of removing it, so I was quite happy to figure that out. The Miss Manga Punky is a very dramatic mascara. It is a clumping mascara. But that's why I wear it over the Little Black Primer, because my lashes are long, and long clumpy lashes I find it doesn't look good to me. If your lashes are short and dense, I think that looks awesome. But long lashes tend to look spidery and stick like quite quickly, and that's just not a look that I enjoy. So applying it over the primer sort of balances it out. You get sort of a middle ground, somewhere in between, really dramatic lashes, but with less, there's a bit of clumping, but with less clumping. Then the second and final product that's not available locally is the Anastasia Brow Wiz Pencil. I have the shade Ebony, which is an almost black shade to match my eyebrows. I'm not sure if it will be ideal if you have very little eyebrows, like if you have to draw in an entire eyebrow. I'm not sure if this is the best product for you. The tip is really fine. I suppose that you can then actually feather and create, draw in hair, which is what you're supposed to do, which nobody ever does. What I need to do most days is basically I just need to get my eyebrows to behave. They honestly remind me of an old man's ear hairs or something. They just go all over the place. Hairs stand in different directions. I need to just help them, draw in a little shape if they're missing their arch or something like that. So I don't do a lot of drawing. If you do a lot of drawing, maybe it's not for you. Speaking of eyebrow discipline, Essence sent me this little gem. It's called Make Me Brow. This is the shade, I don't know, but it's too light, whatever it is. Oh, it's called Blondie Brows. But you don't really see it. The little bit of color that's in the gel sort of disappears, and it just does a phenomenal job of disciplining eyebrows, keeping them in place, lifting it. I find sort of towards the ends, some of the hairs are quite straight and they tend to want to sag almost, and this keeps them sort of neatly in line, which helps maintain my eyebrow shape. Then you'll see only after I've done all the eye things do I do under eye concealer. It's just to, if there's any product fall under the eyes, any eyeshadow that has fallen, it gives you a chance to clean that up. And also you can neaten the eyeshadow shape on the side as well. So I am currently using and loving Smashbox Camera Ready BB Cream for eyes. The shade I have is Fair. I've been using it for probably 3 months now, so I'm assuming it's close to finished. But it's lovely, creamy consistency, blends really well, somewhere between a liquid and a cream formula. But I also use it on, I always have a little spot of pigmentation that I conceal, and it works equally well for that as well. I see in other people's videos that most of them make sort of gliding and stroking movements when they use stipple brushes. But I just find I shift my foundation around when I do that, and I get a lot of streaks. So I find to actually stipple, to sort of dot the brush and just make slight movements, that's what works best for me. Then for complexion lately, I've been a little bit over blush. I cannot say why. I'm just enjoying softer, more golden, glowing colors. So for that, I've been using MAC Soft and Gentle. I think I got it about 6 months ago. First wasn't too keen, I thought it was going to be too warm, but I found especially if I do quite a bit of buffing, there's a beautiful sheeny finish, and it's somewhere between a bit of color and a bit of highlight. It will depend on your skin tone as well. I think if you are a bit darker than I am, it will look even more beautiful. I must maybe see if I can find something similar that's a bit lighter. But I'm enjoying it so much. It looks fairly natural, but the glow, I'm sure you can see the glow is real. And then lastly, to finish off, I have never been good with lipstick. I'll do it every now and then, and it does really look beautiful, and it's so striking, but I don't know, I just end up with it all over my face or my teeth, or I forget to reapply and then it looks terrible. So I am very happy to use something like this, Baby Lips Dr. Rescue. This is a tinted one. It's very soft, sort of a mauvey, pinky purple color, very soft, very pretty. It has that nice, comforting menthol scent to it, which I enjoy very much, especially now when I have a cold. It's all in the mind, but I don't care. It makes me feel a bit better. And that is what I do to my face when I do things to it. I'd be happy to do one of these every 3 or 4 months maybe. Let me know if it's something that interests you, and then we can do that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll chat to you again soon. Bye!